Hey everybody, so it's time to do that Splinterlands Town Hall recap. I'm about a day late, sorry about that. Last night just didn't work out very well to make videos. Now we give away 100 SPS when we do this. We got these people who made comments that didn't just say count me in. Remember, if all you say is count me in, you didn't even watch the video for 1 minute. So you don't get to be on the wheel. We're going to shuffle it a few times and then we're going to go ahead and see who's going to win that 100 SPS. Sure, it's not a ton of money right now, but who knows, you might just get, a lot of money later. So we got Outwards. He is, a pretty good person who's in, who talks to me a lot. There he is, Outwards, as you can see. He made a joke about the please count me in because he watched the video. Thank you, Outwards. So we'll go ahead and we'll go into here. We'll do a quick transfer of funds to our buddy Outwards. There's that 100 SPS going out to him. Let's hope that turns into a much bigger number of money than it is right now. All right, so we got the Splinterlands Town Hall. The main thing that happened is they introduced Zuriel. Okay, Town Hall recap over. No, we'll get into more of the Town Hall recap. I don't just go over their Town Hall recap. I did watch it. I will give you some flavor and some feelings about what was going on, but we'll do this about as quick as we can. So the people who were there, we had PJ, the CTO, we had Investigator, who was talking about what they were going to be giving out. We had Ron for Splinterlands TV. He did say one thing that's very cool. We had Weird Beard that had a good time talking and really, he is just so good to listen to. But if you don't have the time, I understand. We'll go over what he was talking about and how he did this a couple times throughout the town hall. So that was pretty cool. And Nate, of course, got to show off the new card. And we got into the Q&A. The Q&A was, nothing really big came out of there. We can talk a little bit about some of the saltiness on the new card. So Tech Talk, basically PJ was coming out to talk a little bit more about the root cause of the hack of those wallets. They did find out that it was because of a third-party service they weren't using anymore. That's kind of a bummer. I think the bad thing here is to show that they forgot about some wallets that had a decent amount of money. And, I'd like them to take it a little bit more seriously and say sorry about this, guys, because some people have bringing out that they're selling a pretty expensive card to try to raise funds while they forgot they even had funds in these wallets. I will push back on that, though, by saying, guys, it was DEC and SPS. They don't dump DEC and SPS, so these are not team funds. But when they are selling a card for DEC this time, all of a sudden that pushes back on my point. This is the one issue with selling cards for a DEC or SPS and not just credits, but credits can be accepted. So hopefully some people bring in some outside funds and we're not just using internal money. But then again, if the team is willing to hold on to the DEC until we're back to peg, then perhaps they can unload it kind of safely and not too quick, and it just works. And also some of their people might be able to pay with dark the DECN. So we'll just give them, okay, fine. This happened. We just got to move past it. They said they're okay. They're not running out of money yet. We're okay. The game will keep going. But there you go. Then we found out about the stuff that was coming out today, and there's some pretty cool stuff. The main thing coming is that you can delegate staked Splinterlands, right? The main reason for staking SPS that needs to be able to be delegated to other people is in a few weeks to a few months. We don't know how quick they're going to be bringing, staked SPS requirements into earnings within the game. It does seem like it'll be for all earnings within the game, and that if you don't meet the requirements when you go to play a game, you're going to earn less RP points and earn less chests. Also, whenever there is a staking system like this introduced into any kind of asset that people need, you can create a rental market for this stuff. It will be interesting to see if a third-party site comes up. There are third-party sites where you can rent Hive Power, and then there are third-party sites where you can rent Leo Power, but there's not really third-party sites for SPS delegations because you couldn't do that before. And SPS doesn't work exactly the same, so would you be willing to rent some SPS so that you can have it staked onto your account? It would allow you to play in tournaments. That's the main thing that it can allow you to do right now. And later on in the game, it'll allow you to earn at your full potential. But would you pay for that? Or are you just going to join someone's Discord like mine who might have a little bit of extra staked SPS and maybe I'll delegate you some, but I probably won't for someone who just comes in and asks. But if you're in there, if you've been there for a while, you need a little bump, hey, you guys can join. You can reach out to me. I'm going to be looking for people who are active, who are talking, who are posting, who are part of the community, and hopefully they get some, good chance to get a little help from me. There is a proposal voting thing, as we know, and if I delegate all my SPS away, my vote will still go with all of my SPS that is staked, because they don't want to have to worry about the voting. That's one of the things that makes renting it maybe not so good. All you get is the power so that you can earn and so you can play in tournaments. You don't get to vote. You don't get any kind of way to earn money in Splinter Talk or anything else. So it is kind of an interesting thing. We'll have to see if there is a market for that or not. Also, coming into the game today, you can now burn deck batteries for guilds. This is really good because my guild is still leveling up some of the arena buildings. Sorry, I'll try not to cough into the mic, so hopefully you don't even really hear that. But I do have a bit of a sore throat. They did talk about being able to also lock your land, aka land lock. This is a pretty big deal. If you have a lot of land and you don't plan on moving it or doing anything with it, you just might want to go ahead and lock it just as an extra security. If you were to lose access to your account or get hacked, you could contact the team and make sure that they lock everything. But if your land is already locked, it can't get stolen. And if you're somebody with some very expensive land plots, you might want to do that. I know I'll be looking to lock at least my keeps and epic lands and things like that. I don't know if I'll lock all the commons, but I'll probably lock most of them. There's a few I might be looking to trade or move, and there is some time where you have to wait before you can unlock these. So just be aware of that. If you plan on moving or trading devices, maybe don't lock them. But if you have a keep or a castle or some epics or some really good rares or legendaries, you're going to want to lock those up and make sure they don't go anywhere. So the upcoming promotional card, obviously they were getting ready to add that to the interface. They did fix something that was going on with PayPal. They had some code that was no longer used for payment, so they cleaned that up. Overall, he was just talking about all the things that are coming out today. It was today that all of this came out, and it's good that they're getting ready. As you can see, one of the things, we're getting more notifications on the tech monitorization. That is good, and that is good because we need everything on that so that it can work on a phone without them needing to have any issues. Once everything is on the tech monitorization, then it is good for all of us. And I know I'm not saying that right, guys. I'm pretty tired, so if I slurred a word, it's just I'm sleepy, but I'm trying to get the video out for you guys. Hotfixes tech modernization. I don't know why. It's like I couldn't read it, but I could say it when I think about it now. Item hotfixes. They fixed a couple issues with logins and resetting passwords and key requests. They fixed an issue with claiming SPS liquidity rewards. They fixed an issue with Rooney profile pictures not displaying on the mobile app. And they are doing a complete audit of all of their wallets and bridges and everything and making sure they know where all their funds are. Really, they should have done this before they got hacked, but hey, they're doing it now. PJ is leading it, so that's pretty good. So Weird Beard, product management, he had a really, really cool talk, and it basically boiled down to this. There's a lot of amazing things that I want to do, but we have to get past June. Guys, I've been talking to you guys about it for a while. He wants to do new game modes. He's got a couple in mind that he's already pitched out to us and people have talked about. He's got the arena game where you're going to be matched up only against real players and see if you can win, how many games you can win in a row to get good prizes. He's talking about a 2v2 mode. He's talking about a draft mode. All of these modes he wants to have built into the game. But everything is sitting behind Land 1.5, which is supposed to come out in the middle of June. He also let slip that we should have GLS come out in the beginning of June when he was talking about all of this. And he came back to this later on in the questions and answers and some of the other phases. Guys, I have a lot of stuff that we are working on, but we got to get past June because June has GLS coming out, Land 1.5 coming out, Tower Defense coming out, Validators coming out, possibly the mini set being announced, and I don't know, maybe even coming out in June. That would be kind of a push. Also, sometime probably in May or June, they're going to be replacing CP with SPS. So, like they said, the main priorities is Land 1.5, tech modernization, a few guild updates, and the promo card sale. That's what we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks. After that, I'm guessing it's going to go to replacing CP with SPS. But the first step of that was just getting delegation out. They have to make sure that that's out. They put it out pretty quickly, and they have to make sure it's working and it doesn't have to be rolled back. We all know about Ape in April, where you all got a chance to win a lot of Ruse cards. Well, guess what? You're going to get another chance to win some different cards in May, because on Splinterlands TV, they announced that we will be having Monster Mayhem in May. So the giveaways will continue on Splinterlands TV. Hopefully you tune in to see me. I'm there on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, if that's too late for you. I'm also on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific. One of those two times should work for you to come out, hang out with me, and win some cards. And, be able to ask me questions and maybe even go on stream with me. Should we have a call-in show? Let me know. Now, there were 2 clips of the week. They were both around the same person pulling some pretty amazing cards from a free pack. So we're not going to watch those, but if you want to come and check them out, they are pretty exciting. Then we got into the eye candy and the release of the new card. I'm going to do a full video on what I think of this card. Now, we were a little bit wrong. We thought when we were definitely right when they said it was a swirl, that we'd be getting a 2-colored card. We thought it might be a 2-colored summoner. This was because I think a lot of us thought in our minds you needed a 2-colored summoner to have 2-colored monsters. That's not true. Instead, they made a 2-colored monster, white and death, that can be played on both teams. This is actually such a simple mechanic that went right over my head. I didn't see it coming. Now, Zuriel is a pretty beefy looking card. We will do a full video breaking her down. But just for the recap, I'll throw out, I don't like archers with 2 speed. Archers with 5 damage can run into force fields that really make them kind of weak, but a life leeching monster with a divine shield and with a rust is pretty interesting, and another weapons training card that can be added onto both teams to combo with other weapons training cards could start to allow us to create some very interesting weapon training teams. However, you'll have to have gotten lucky and gotten those soulbound rewards cards that also have weapons training, because you could have them taking a card that has no attack and turn it into somebody that attacks with 2 types of damage, as both the life team and the death team have a weapons trainer who does magic damage. So if you put a monster between Zuriel and that monster, it'll do range damage and magic damage. Pretty beefy. Now it has to sit between them, but hey, it could do that. Hopefully this cough goes away. We do have this pretty cool artwork here that they gave us for a desktop background. I have to admit, it is one of the better looking cards. It looks way better here than it does here, and if you kind of notice, they flipped the image here. So and the bow isn't as hidden, but she definitely is a cool looking card. I'm guessing this is her lore image. And overall, I think it's relatively fun that they've decided they're going to start issuing dual color monsters. That's pretty exciting. It's interesting for land because it can be staked on more lands if they're dual colored monsters with max bonuses, and they can be played on multiple teams, so they become a jack of all trades. Now, how much does this card cost? It's 80 DEC with up to a 50% discount with vouchers. No, I'm sorry, $80 worth of DEC at PEG, 80,000 DEC, with up to 40,000 DEC discounted if you use vouchers. They're crediting vouchers at 25 cents. So basically it's 160 vouchers and 40,000 SPS for one of these. An interesting thing, if you get at least 25, then you get a guaranteed gold foil. I have a couple thousand vouchers. I'm currently in the process of buying some vouchers. I might go ahead and get 25 because then I get a gold foil. I get a maxed out legendary. I can sell off the gold foil and all the other cards. And if I get lucky, maybe I pull 2 gold foils because there is a chance that I would do that in the 25. And then I might be able to get back all the DEC while just vacating all my vouchers out into the Splinterlands ecosystem at 25 cents value. That could actually let me have more DEC than I started with if the card is being able to be sold. Because theoretically, if I bought it for 40,000 DEC and 160 vouchers, I should be able to sell it for 50,000 DEC or maybe even 55,000 DEC. So each one that I buy and sell would allow me to come up in my DEC balance, which I need to do. But instead of dumping the vouchers at 12 cents to get more DEC, I'm actually turning them into a card where they're valued at 25 cents. And who knows, the card cost, I don't know, like 56, 57 with vouchers at low prices, and vouchers are flying up in value now. So we'll have to see what this ends up being. It's going to be pretty interesting. And that's basically it for the town hall. It was mostly just, hey, we got a new card. The question and answer stuff was a little bit salty about the price. A little bit salty about, hey, we don't want new cards, we want new game modes. That's when Weirdbeard came back out. He got really defensive, said, guys, we're going to make new game modes, but we have to get this stuff right here, these main priorities done. So everything down here and probably almost everything on this list needs to be done and working before we're going to see any of the cool new stuff that Weirdbeard has been talking about. But hey, when you can come to Splinterlands and maybe play an idle game, as Nate said, maybe play some 2v2, maybe play a ladder mode, maybe play, some kind of other game, at that point, maybe ranked won't, matter so much. There is a proposal out about bots. I'm going to try to cover that in the next couple days. I'm just hoping I'm going to have time. If not, I'll talk about it on my Splinterlands TV show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Thanks, guys. Bye.